The first day of Chicago Bears OTAs that was available to the media is officially in the books. And I know I made a video yesterday kind of covering a little bit of yesterday's practice, but in today's video, what I wanted to do is kind of go through all of the takeaways and observations that we saw from yesterday's practice, including a bunch of the rookies, maybe some development from Caleb Williams, right? We're going to talk about everything you need to know. Before we dive into the video, I do need you guys to do me a big solid, a big favor, and go follow all of the Bears media members on X or Twitter. You're going to see some names at the top of your screen, but also make sure you guys go follow Pat the designer as well. He is huge in this space where he can just post so many different clips from practice. He's amazing, so go give him a follow. But with that being said, let's start off and talk about some of these offensive linemen that you see in the background. Obviously, this team has added a bunch of new players, including Joe Thuney and Drew Dahlman and Jonah Jackson and Ozzie Trapillo and Luke Newman. Now, yesterday was an interesting practice because I believe Braxton Jones was not here. He was absent from practice, and they had a little bit of an interesting player getting the nod as the starting left tackle. Not someone that you'd expect, right? You'd probably think Ozzie was going to be that guy. He was actually the third string tackle. Now, as a rookie, not too surprising in OTAs to start off down there, right? But the guy you got to start was actually Karan Amagaji. This is a guy that they really do like. Now, again, with this new coaching staff, he's got a lot to prove as a former third-round pick from last season. But we don't know, right? Right now, he is showing that versatility where, yeah, I can play left, I can play right. So I think that's one thing to take note of, at least early on in these portions of practice. These offensive linemen going at it. It's going to be a really big competition. It's going to be a tough battle. You see what? Jordan McFadden over here, right? We also got Ryan Bates and Doug Kramer, Luke Newman. I don't see Ozzie right now, but I think he was at practice. He was playing third string. So that was a big thing I saw from yesterday's practice. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let's keep going into the rest of the video. Now, we also saw Tyson and Case Keenum split reps for quarterback 2. Obviously, with Chicago adding a veteran voice in the locker room, in the team this year, there's going to be a little bit of a competition. We know Caleb Williams is that number 1 guy, but who is going to win that number 2 job? And Case Keenum, who has, 13, I believe going on a 14 years of experience under his belt, he's also been a guy that Caleb Williams has looked to in certain situations. He's helped CJ Stroud in the past, and now Case Keenum's ability to come in here and help develop Caleb Williams could be very crucial for this football team. Now, on Wednesday, both these guys split reps to the QB2, and I think it's going to be an overall battle to look forward to see who ultimately wins that job. Right here, you see Roma Dunze with a nasty catch here. I know it's just a speed out, but great route running. Great catch radius to, turn back for it, and then boom, toe tap there. Now, during this drill, you see this coach hit him with something, right? Just trying to distract him, but ultimately comes away with the catch. Now, one thing I wanted to show you here was J.P. Richardson. This guy, number 26, he's actually one of the most underrated UDFAs of this year's class, and he's someone you guys need to continue to keep your eye on out for as a rookie. Now, you're probably not noticing Luther Burden. Luther Burden was not at practice yesterday. He's going to be a big-time weapon, but I believe he suffered a mild setback during rookie minicamp. Wasn't spotted during Wednesday's practice, but Ben Johnson said that he was dealing with a little bit of a soft tissue injury. He wasn't there today, but he will be back very soon, so take that as you wish. Now, we also saw Jaquan Brisker back at practice. Very good to see him out here with the starting defense and just putting in that work. This is a guy that is a difference maker to this team, and I'm so excited to have him back at practice. Now, before we get any further into this video, guys, make sure you do me a big favor. Hit that like button, but most importantly, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel if you are new. It is free. It doesn't cost anything to join the family, and we got you guys covered throughout the entirety of this year's offseason, whether it may be OTAs, which we got another couple of weeks of, and then we get into mandatory minicamp, and then from there we got training camp. If you want me to cover every single practice for this football team throughout the entirety of the offseason, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and comment down below P2 for more of these updates. Now, with that being said, let's kind of dive back into more of this video and talk a little bit more about today's practice, or yesterday's practice, I guess you could say right now. But Ben Johnson, you could tell he just brings a different sense to these practices in terms of just intensity, very high energy, and people love it so far, right? I mean, these guys are super excited. You can even talk about a moment during practice where he was getting in the face of Cole Kmet for lining up wrong. Like, you gotta be in the right position, and these guys need to be disciplined in some certain, situations. If you're a tight end who's been in the NFL a couple years now, listen, you can't be lining up wrong. Okay, I get it. He's just starting to install this offense. He's just starting to get into that opening period of installing an offense within this team. You cannot mess those up. So he was definitely, out there getting people in the right position, making sure they're not messing up. We also saw Eric Bieniemy, another guy who's getting very activated in these practices. And again, the energy sometimes, that is something you need to look for in these practices. And then we could talk a little bit here about Caleb Williams, who didn't have the best practice in the world, but also wasn't bad as well. More of an up and down day, according to Ben Johnson and Clay Harbor, another guy that covers the team, but a solid day overall. A couple of misses here and there, but for the most part, you could tell he's really starting to play to his strengths and get better as a leader within this football team. So again, I want to see more consistency out of Caleb Williams in this offense. But as they start to really get acclimated into this new system, I think that's something that we'll be able to see. And overall, I'm just excited about how this team is going to continue to develop going forward. Outside of Luther Burden being sidelined, there was some notable absences from practice, including Kyler Gordon. You also had Andrew Billings out, as well as Terrell Smith, safety Elijah Hicks, defensive tackle Zach Pickens. Ryan Bates was out. Who else? Oh, obviously Colson Loveland remains sidelined as he recovers that shoulder surgery, but should be a full go by July, I would assume. Braxton Jones, like I said, he's recovering from a fractured fibula, I believe, so he should be good for training camp as well. And like I said, Haran was taking that spot, at least initially, for the Chicago Bears team. Now, with that being said, we're going to end the video here. Try to give you the most news and notes from yesterday's practice. Caleb Williams was up and down. We saw Cole Kmet line up in the wrong spot. Karan starting at left tackle. Darnell Wright, Jonah Jackson, Drew Dahlman, Joe Tooney, with Ozzie checking in at that third string. Luther Burden was not at practice yesterday. Kamanungai, he's getting a lot of burn, man. They are really utilizing him a ton. So I'm excited to see him grow as a player as well. Now, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Who are you most excited to see throughout this preseason training camp? These practices and obviously these games as well. But with that being said, I will see you guys in the next update, which should be very, very soon. I believe they practice again today, and if they do, which if it's open to the media, we will be posting another Bears video in the next couple of probably hours, I guess you could assume. So let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.